If you're feeling concerned about your future as an independent artist, then you're not alone. Before the AI boom, there were about 120,000 songs released on Spotify every day. Some are estimating that this will go up to 1 million tracks per day in the near future. This is an extinction event for independent artists, but you have a secret weapon, and by the end of this video you will learn how to lean into your human creativity and your flaws to avoid becoming a dinosaur who is just watching the comet fall. AI's job is to follow the rules. Your job is to break them. As an independent artist, you have spent years learning to play instruments, writing songs, and producing music. Tools like Suno and Udio do it in 30 seconds. It's incredibly frustrating to hear a computer create music that sounds professional and replicates something that you have spent your life and your blood, sweat, and tears perfecting. The stat I gave you about 1 million tracks a day being uploaded to Spotify is mind-blowing. If that comes to pass, then how can you possibly compete with that? It's already incredibly difficult to get your music heard, and this is increasing the challenge tenfold. And have you heard about that fake Drake song that went viral? I heard the other day that it was nominated for a Grammy. This is madness, and it really does feel like we're approaching the end of things as we know it. But this is only the end for those who refuse to adapt. To understand how to adapt, we first need to understand what AI really is. To understand AI music, let's talk about stock photos. Before high-quality stock photo sites existed, companies had to hire photographers. The advent of stock photo sites meant that many of those photographers faced a similar extinction event to the one you are facing. Now, companies use stock photos for many of their needs, things that need something that is good enough, things like blog posts or flyers. AI music is the new stock. Instead of stock photos, we've now got stock music. And to be honest, AI music is probably good enough for many purposes, company videos, adverts, and any other use you can think of. But think about this. Has anyone ever gone to a stock photo exhibition? Has anyone ever had a stock photo tattooed on their arm? No. The photos we value and celebrate are the ones from photographers who captured a moment perfectly, with emotion, with a story behind it. And this also stacks with social media. Often the most viral photos or videos are raw, unedited stills capturing a moment on an iPhone. People connect with this reality over stock photo blandness. Have you ever seen a stock photo go viral? And here is a secret to beating the AI wave and avoiding extinction. Find the authentic, human, imperfect, but compelling music that's inside of you and get it out there. And here are your 5 tips to make it happen. Anytime there is a major market shift, people react in different ways. Some people give up. They see the writing on the wall and they make a decision and get out early. I don't know, maybe some of them become accountants. Some people don't change much. They either don't believe the hype or don't know what to change. But this group continues on without any clear plans. And I think you can guess what happens to this group. And finally, some people decide to stay and decide to fight. They see the changes, but rather than passively allowing those changes to impact them, they work out a new plan and they start implementing that. This is my first tip. You can be the person who gives up, the person who ignores the comment, or the person that adapts. The rest of this video is your adaptation plan. Your first step is simply committing to that plan. AI models are incredible at creating sonically good tracks, having been trained on vast amounts of existing music. However, it's important to remember that AI music generation is emulating patterns, not creating new concepts. I've heard people call AI music soulless, and I agree. It lacks intent, it lacks purpose, and you know what it also lacks? Errors. People make mistakes. Did you know that blues music comes from a time when people started playing the wrong note, the flattened 7, which isn't in the diatonic scale? Before blues, this note wasn't used very much at all. AI, therefore, would never create the blues. When you make music, some of your performances are not perfect. There are human flaws in the best vocals. Rather than trying to cover this up, find the flaws that give your music soul and then lean into those. Make music where you play the wrong chord in a sequence. Let your drums sound a bit loose. Don't quantize everything. Don't auto-tune everything. You won't know precisely which flaw connects with people, but your humanity will shine through. I have been feeling for a while that modern music, even before the AI boom, has been chasing robotic perfection in rock and pop. But now I believe that that perfection will start to be the very thing that switches people off music. I believe people will soon be seeking out genuine human creativity that moves them and makes them feel an emotion. So how else can you chase that human connection? You know one area that AI will never be able to replace you? Live performance. Computers cannot react to a crowd in the way that you can. Computers cannot connect with people like you can. Although I would say the ABBA digital performance is bloody good actually, to be fair. And this is one of the ways you stay alive and relevant as an artist. Make sure you continue to focus on growing your skills as a live performer. It isn't good enough to just play your songs live. How do you make shows that engage and delight audiences and leave them wanting more? Improve how you sound, improve how you play, improve how you engage with the crowd. However, don't be afraid to lean into modern techniques. I'm not saying that all AI or technology is bad here. Maybe play along with backing tracks if that augments your sound. Maybe use computers or triggers in your performances. Basically, I don't want you to think that you need to remove computers and technology from your performance because of this AI problem. That's definitely not what I'm saying. As long as you are there at the heart of the performance, and as long as the show you put on engages people, that's all that matters. And this is why I think live looping is so great. I've got loads of videos on this channel which will help you learn this technique, plus tips about my favorite audio workstation, Ableton Live. If this sounds good, feel free to smash that like button and subscribe. So anyway, look to improve your human live performances. But does this mean you need to completely ignore all forms of AI in your music making? Some artists will evolve and keep moving. Those artists will win. One of the ways you evolve is to fully embrace AI and start to use it in your own musical journey. I'm not talking about using AI to make songs for you. I'm talking about giving AI all the rubbish tasks that you hate doing. I'm talking about making AI your very own intern. There are limitless ways that AI can help you. I've done a couple of videos on this on the channel recently, and I'll be doing a lot more in the future. But you can check this one out on lyric writing, where you can use AI prompts to help you improve your lyrics. And I've also done one on an AI stem generator called Moises, which you can check out as well. Get curious about new tech and start playing around with it. If you get good at this, your productivity will go through the roof and you will 10x your output. But there are a few guidelines that I'd suggest for this. Number one, don't take the raw output from AI and use it. If you use AI to create a beat, why not re-record that beat yourself? It gives you control over the sound and it makes it yours. Don't plagiarize. If you know something you've extracted, maybe a stem separator from another song, don't just use it on your own track. Use it to learn and then create your own music from it. My third tip is never use the first response that you get. Always ask for at least 10 different options and use them to compare and contrast. Go through them all to find the one that suits you best and then tweak it and maybe even make up your own one. Use it as a Socratic partner. When we learned music, a lot of what we did at the beginning was copying other people or emulating them. This emulation created a foundation for you to create upon. Use AI like this, get lots of emulated ideas, and then let your own creativity flow from there. But there's one final thing that AI cannot do. I mean, AI can technically tell stories, but those are stories that have already been told. AI cannot tell your story. The thing that your fans will continually come back for is your truth and your story. I can tell you that I taught George Ezra the bass guitar when he was 12, and then seeing him 10 years later on Strictly Come Dancing inspired me to make this channel to try and continue to inspire people like George all over the world. That's my story. Your music is your story. Stories come in many different forms as an artist. They're obviously part of the song that you write, but you also use them when you're promoting or creating content on TikTok or other social media. Stories are part of your live performance to your audience. You're telling stories as you're performing. Connect these stories together and keep telling them. People want to hear these things, and AI can never replace it. So that's how you avoid extinction. It's not about fighting AI, it's about doing what AI can't. Evolve your strategy, embrace your flaws, perform your heart out, use AI as your intern and tell your unique story. That is your secret weapon. But telling your story brings up other big traps that artists often fall into. The social media grind. If you're not careful, you'll end up creating content at high volumes, which do not offer sufficient value to your listeners or your audience. If you watch this video here, I will tell you about how to avoid this trap and keep your creative energy high to avoid getting swallowed by AI.